begin today with an inner smile into our spine as we come into a good standing posture. Let's go into a standing meditation posture with our feet a little further apart and our tailbone dropped and Mingmen reaching to the back. I find if I lift my hips up and back a little, it's almost easier. It gives me the same thing as dropping my tailbone and taking it forward. It's all this sort of reorientation of the pelvis so that Mingmen goes flat and the arch in the lower back is much, much less. The spine has gotten elongated. I find that beautiful anchor of my body weighted on the earth. My weight letting go and resting on the earth. And feel myself let go. Rest. I smile into my Dantian. Smile into my presence on the earth. And keeping that steady, I pay a little more attention to my heart and the warmth there and smile into my heart. Into all the variations of my life's expression. But today it feels particularly joyful with the sun out. I'm happy to be practicing. So I feel the radiance of my heart extending out all around me. And receiving. And I climb up even further, keeping the lower and middle Dantian stable, not abandoning them, just keeping them ever present. Good foundation. I begin to pay attention to the Senji Palace. And for me today, a quality of luminescence arises. By way, I lift and open. And I recognize that my mind stream is able to perceive you across the state, others across the country, friends, fellow practitioners around the world. From my Senji Palace, I can move into the timeless and spaceless realms. I can know myself in that way. So we organize our chi field within our body, within ourselves, and with all those that might listen to this recording, all our fellow practitioners and teachers. So that we might benefit from each other's practices and the cumulative practice of all of us. And then let's gently take our minds back to the place in the skull where the spine begins, at the top of the head. And smile into that big joint. And let's do a little dragon arms here. I mean, not dragon arms, dragon horn. Just gently move your skull back and forth on the top of your spine. Smiling into this place where the nervous system and the spine and the cerebellum, the parts of the brain all come together. And let's bring our feet together and do a little bit of crane's neck, starting slowly with smaller movements to warm up the cervical vertebrae. And staying within the capacity of your head, neck, and shoulders, gently feeling the circle of your awareness in the vertebrae moving in the cervical vertebrae and even down into the between the shoulder blades, opening and relaxing, allowing the chi to flow up and through. And then bringing our head into stillness, letting that pattern of movement subside. And then relaxing down with the chin, down through the vertebrae, down through the shoulder blades, and out through the chest as you begin to circle in the other direction. Like a waterfall of cool water coming down through your shoulder blades. Taking with it any tension. As your chin comes in and down, let the energy flow all the way down to your feet this time. And then as your chin rises, bring your attention back up into your head and in, and then let it flow all the way down to your feet. Just let it be a holographic representation on a larger scale of what you're doing inside your head, inside your neck. And then coming into stillness, and letting that pattern subside. Opening your knees, feeling the continuity of energy from your head all the way to your feet. Opening your feet to the earth. Let's come and do some bending spine with hands together and hands interlaced, and move this line from the feet to the wrists. And then beyond the wrists into the blue sky as you cycle with the wrists, and beyond the feet into the earth. Feel the blue sky earth cycling, left side, right side. Relax into it. See if it can be nearly as much down as it is about the up, just for experimenting today. And then smiling into your shoulders if they're talking to you. And then gently going over. Reaching out and up and over. Up, out of the hips and over. Doing what you know to do down here, pulling in and releasing. Feeling a different level of release when you turn over to the left. And to the right. And drawing behind you with your hands. Scooping from the earth and coming up slowly. Play with your flow, with your wave arms as an undulation of the spine. Take your mind down into Mingmen and let the pulse of the movement come from Mingmen like a pebble dropping in the pond, and then the ripple coming up and down your spine. Keep your hands more or less above your head. And let's pause and let the ripples subside and find the quiet. Now, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do, but don't do it yet. We're going to relax the spine to bring the hands down. And so I'm going to ask you to relax different parts of your spine and see if your mind can go there and your muscles can respond to your mind's initiation. And you can bring the do this with a different approach from a different side. So we're going to take our mind to Mingmen, and we're going to relax Mingmen by relaxing the tailbone down. And we're going to ask that tailbone dropping to pull the shoulder blades down. And we're going to ask the vertebrae to respond to that. And then the hands follow. So we're initiating from the tailbone down to the feet, and we're letting everything else follow. Resting with your hands lower. Let's let the energy, let's take our hands back up, but let's push the hands up with the energy rising up from the earth and coming in under the arms and carrying the arms up. So it's not an effort coming from the arms, it's the earth chi rising and your arms floating on top of that earth chi. The hands are back up here. Now, I don't know if you've ever used a fishing reel or some kind of reel that pulls things towards itself. Imagine the fishing reel is there in your feet and it's going to pull through your spine, activating the descent. And the hands float down as they're gathered into your hips and towards your feet. Let's bring our hands around to our navel and wonder at what the benefits might be in whatever that experiment was for us. Because I'm not sure quite why I did it. So let's work on a back and forth level with this same kind of pulse and flow back and forth. So having your mind and attention on Mingmen, let's have your feet a little wide and let's send Mingmen forward and then draw Mingmen back. As if there's a force pushing Mingmen forward, pushing your hips forward, and then as if there's a force that's pushing your navel, pushing your Dantian, pushing Mingmen back. Let your body respond to a force, a flow of chi that you visualize coming through you, taking your body back and coming through you from behind, taking your body forward, knowing that you are in this stream of energy. Allow your arms to hang and respond. Just whatever might feel natural. See if you're not, try not to do something in particular with your arms. Just let them respond. Pushing Mingmen forward, which means the hips go forward and the belly goes forward. Drawing Mingmen back. Knees are soft. And watching how the whole spine responds to the beginning of this wave of energy. And release any tight focus on Mingmen and let it be a general focus on your spine. So there's no, the whole spine is included. You can let it get a little bigger by adding a little bit of knee action. But mainly, focus on the undulation, rising and descending. Bringing nourishment into the whole spine. And let's let it gently come into something quieter and quieter. And then just allow a sway back and forth to get some side bending flow happening in among your vertebrae. This marvelous spine, it's amazing how many ways it can move. Watch beautiful dancers or someone doing a sport like kite surfing or something. You're just like amazed at what their bodies can do. So let's let this come quiet. So we've kind of nourished the back side and the front side of the discs and the vertebrae. And we've nourished the right and the left side of the vertebrae. Let's open up our feet a little bit and add some twisting to circulate and massage the discs and vertebrae in a different way. I love this movement. So simple, so profound. So many variations we can play with. Use the back of your hand to massage your kidneys. Get a 2 for 1 in it, but don't take your mind to the kidneys so much. Keep your mind in your vertebrae, in the rotations. Check and make sure the rotations are going all the way up and all the way down your spine. You haven't kept your neck frozen or shoulders frozen. Everything's responding to everything else. And let's bring that to a still point, just gently letting the momentum subside, letting the still point and the movement find their own relationship. And then the still point becomes the one we're paying attention to. I'd like to take you to take your mind to Mingmen now, your lower back, and smile there. Maybe take your knuckles there and connect deeply. And take your fingers down towards your coccyx to really like claim this lower part of your spine. And let's do just a few hip rotations. But keeping your knuckles right there at Mingmen, really having the opening that allows the coccyx to turn. Be right there where your fingers are. Feel the muscles take up and let go so that the coccyx can turn. And take your other hand back there. Let your middle fingers touch Mingmen. And it'll be a little more balanced. Explore what kind of range of motion you have at the large extent of the coccyx turning and making the circle. Do another circle with large intention, a big circle around. And then reverse the circle. Do 3 with large intention. You can feel how the torso is stable, but right here underneath your fingers is the opening, the pivot point. For the turning. Mind smiling into Mingmen. And when you've finished your 3 large circles, go to 3 very small circles. Still smiling at Mingmen. Releasing down the tailbone. Encouraging a very intimate, small circle with the coccyx. Appreciating that all the muscles of your hips and abdomen know what to do, even though you're not focusing on them. Keeping the focus on the lower spine, on Mingmen and the coccyx. Changing directions, doing 3 very small, intimate rotations, feeling Mingmen move and open, feeling the gate open. as you pay attention to this turning. And coming still, bringing your hands around to the navel. That movement we were just doing, you could think of it as a horizontal movement of Mingmen. It was turning in a circle on that plane. I'd like us now to experiment with a vertical circle of Mingmen. So just very small, just to sort of feel. I'd like you to see if you can draw Mingmen up a little bit towards the rib cage and then forward towards the navel and down towards your knees and back. Just go ahead and put your fingertips back on Mingmen and make a small circle rising up and coming forward and down and coming back. Rising up and coming forward, down and coming back. Noticing how you can initiate movement from that point. I've been playing with it with a whole number of ways. And coming into stillness. I'd like you to bring your feet together, and we're going to go down and do just the part of lift you up, port you down that has the Mingmen circles in it with our squatting position down below. So go ahead and trace the energy down, but having Mingmen descend. Mingmen descends, Mingmen descends. Your hands are on your feet. Now from Mingmen, do the same thing we just did standing. Make a circle, forward, down, backward, up. Just with Mingmen, don't think of anything else. Think of Mingmen making the circle. Everything else is a response. One more. Gather up the chi with your hands and Mingmen rises, Mingmen rises. Mingmen brings the body up. And find your hands on your navel. From your navel, send love to Mingmen. Okay, let's play with a little bit of feet apart a little bit. Let's shift gears a little and well, actually what let's do is let's take our hands and rub them together. Wake ourselves up a little here. I got a little. And come over our face and over our heads and down and around and behind. And then trace down over your legs, around your feet, come up the inner side of the inner part of the legs. Up over your chest, over your neck, just loving on yourself, stimulating the channels running around your body. Come down the back of your head, under your armpits, and back down your back and buttocks and legs, all the way to your feet, and into the earth and back up through the inner side of the legs and around the body. Moving the chi, distributing the chi fully, completely through the whole body. Hovering the hands over the skin. Moving gently. One more time over the head and flowing down the body. And up, up this time, finish at the heart. Collect yourself in your central Dantian here at your heart, and extend one arm out and have the other arm at your heart, and then feel your heart flow through, your heart energy flow through your shoulder and down the underside of your arm and over the top, back the top side of your arm, up over your ear and head and other ear and down your neck. Bend the elbow, bring that hand into the heart, extend the elbow and flow out through the armpit, underside of the arm, back, top side of the arm, over the neck, ear, head, ear, neck. Flip the hands and through the armpit, soft side of the arm, top side of the arm, neck, ear, head, neck. Flip the hands out and back in. Collecting at the heart and going one more time up and over through the whole body. Good. Let's come up to the heart and pause, smiling into this spaciousness here. And I want you to think through a figure 8 here at your chest. I want you to run your mind around like a ball on a circuit here inside your chest. Once you get the visual with what I'm showing you, then close your eyes and run an energy ball inside your chest around through this pattern. We're going to see if we can grow wave arms from the inside out. Okay, that's my objective here, but I want you to start with your mind. I want to take it from a whole different direction. I want to start with your mind doing this inside your chest with your hands quiet or hands at your heart. And then go ahead and let your shoulder blades participate with your mind a little bit. Sinking the shoulder blade down on one side and bringing it your attention up to the inside of your shoulder joint, and then coming down and through that, the other shoulder blade descending, and then swinging around through your mind, through your armpit into the collarbone, and back down through to the other side, loosening up the shoulder blade so it sinks down, then taking the mind up to the collarbone, back through, feeling that alternating release of the shoulder blade. One shoulder blade releases down, and then the energy cycles back up, and the other shoulder blade releases down. Okay, we did this a little bit with our wrist actions in that first part of bending spine. This is a different attention awareness here in the shoulder blades, but it's the same alternating movement. Kind of like walking with your shoulder blades. Maybe. All right, so let's take our hands out gently, and I don't want you to do anything particular with the arms and the hands, just let them be out. I want you to take your mind back into these shoulder blades and do the wave arm pattern just with your arms out to each side, but keep your mind inside your chest and feel your shoulder blades releasing on one side and then on the other. Feeling the circularity as the shoulder blade releases, and then there's a little rise and releases on the other side. And where's that central point of the union? So continue with your arms up if you have the stamina, and keep the mind going in this pattern. And let your body respond. Let your shoulder blades and arms respond freely, even more freely now. You can go ahead and allow the memory that's in your body of the bigger movement to happen. But I don't want you to focus on that. I want you to keep your whole mind focused on the current of energy and the relaxation of the shoulder blades, and let the rest of the movement ripple out from that. And we probably need a break by now just to rest ourselves. So if you want, go ahead and collect your arms in. Let's bring our hands to our chest. Let's play with that big sweeping energy. I think what's happening today is that I'm playing with how we can link the mind with the chi and initiate from inside that, and then allow the physical body to be the ripples after that. Not really, I mean, it's sort of like a command, but after that desire, after that, the body responds to the current of energy that the mind initiates. And if we can surrender the body to the energy that way, think it's a different side to play with than to start with the mechanics and eventually let the energy sort of be something we notice. Um, so since we all have already done that part of our training, I think that's what I'm trying to play with today. Sort of like, where's the punk and what are the ripples? You know, can the body expression be the ripples? So let's play with our very simple pouring chi down movement. And I'm going to ask that we play with having the pulse, having that impetus of movement be in our feet, be in the bubbling spring of our feet. Generally, we don't put a whole lot of tension in our feet other than we stand on them. But if we bring our minds down to our feet, the chi naturally gets to the wholeness of us because chi organically rises. And so if we bring our mind down to the lowest part of our body and initiate from that earth-based connection of our incarnation, then the chi, I think, will naturally circulate as best it can through the rest of our levels of being. So having the fingertips down near the earth, we're going to, from our feet, like we're going to put a pebble in the pond, and then the ripples are going to rise the arms up. To above the head. And then let the ripples sort of descend back. Let the arms fall back. The feet are bringing the arms down with their beckoning, with their calling. Once again, when your hands are near your feet, send the pulse out from the feet. Then the arms rise. Like those ripples hit some kind of edge when your hands are above your feet, and then the ripples return to the feet. Currents of energy circulating freely in the body. Closer and closer to pure Hunyuan Qi. Send the pulse out from your feet. And let the feet gather. They flow back inward. One more time. All around you. This pulse ripples all around you. All directions. Flowing freely. Chi and the blood are flowing freely. After your fingertips unite again with the feet, bring your palms back to your navel. Rest inside the space between your navel and Mingmen. Warming every part of you with a smile. Smiling into Mingmen and the courage it had to explore and initiate. Smile into your chest and shoulder blades and what they might have learned in their infinity loop pattern. Smile into your entire spine and your body, from your feet to your tip of your head. And feel the integration on all dimensions between us practicing, between the cells of our body, and with the aliveness in the entire world, planet, universe. Together we say, Howla.